So you know that moment that you feel like I need a little bit of some fat, some really good fat. Today we have a lot of it. We have a lot of fat. This is one meal that you can eat for 1 week and you weigh 100 kilograms. So we are going to start this video by first showing you guys what they call a P1G, what they call a nice, beautiful, fatty piece of pork. I've come from, I would call it the pork, is it pork abattoir or pork butcher? One of those words, any that you want to use. So we've come up with this. This is nice. This is about like a kilo of pork. But you're going to cut this into pieces. So we're also going to use some garlic, some onions, some red onions, a big fat red onion, by the way. Our favorite. Hash mat. Okay, let me stop. But hash mat, Okay. Of course, we'll need some salt. Not a little bit, not a lot, just enough. And as I already said, if you cut a big onion, you'll regret it. So we're going to separate the fat from the pork, the actual meat. So we like bones, So this bone is, it has some nice meat to it. So we're going to chop. We'll make sure you have a nice cleaver. Mr. Cleaver here has not worked for long. He's still a new employee of Ugandan food. We have a this looks like a triangle. We have a triangle of fat. Like we have a triangle of fat. You can see it has some little bit of meat here, but that's still fine. We're still going to use this. So we're going to put this on the side. Now, this is where the magic happens. This is the star of the show. So we have now our big pieces of meat. We have chunked it up a bit. We like this bone because this bone will be nice to gnaw on. This slab of pork here, you can see I removed the little meat that was there. That meat is better served elsewhere. So now we're going to make something called chicharrones. Welcome to our nice small chunks of pork. As I told you, we are going to make something called chicharrones out of this. This is going to be like an experiment because those people at KYADONDO, they should tell us that secret. So we are going to dice some onions. First, we're going to use Mr. Cleaver here to break them apart. Then, onions I think is the most underrated. Okay, so as I always say, you cut a big onion, you'll regret it. So we are not going to do regretting for today. We are just going to be cutting into smaller pieces. We are going to add this to our pork. Kids, if you're watching this, you should always clean your knife every after cutting a vegetable or anything. And if you're going to reuse it, you need to clean it. So we have a clean knife now. The next thing we're going to do is garlic. Now this garlic here likes to make I don't know why, but it always wants us to crush it. And I might do what it wants. I'll crush it. There's nothing to do. So let me get a hammer. After banging, you see what it looks like? I've banged it well. It's just crying, mommy. Okay, so this is our nice garlic. Now we have our garlic here. This is another you will regret it moment. If you put too much garlic, you will regret it. Believe me, I have experience. I'll put too much garlic. It's a funny story. One time maybe if I clock 1 million subscribers, I'll tell that story. But believe me, as of now, never, ever put too much garlic. You will regret it in the worst way. So, garlic has a very bad story, by the way. So you're going to mince this into like a very tiny bit. As I told you, you put too much of garlic, you'll regret it. You cut big onions, you'll regret it. So let's add this to our pork. Now, as you can see here, we have our pork, we have our onions, we have our garlic, It looks nice, but it can look better. So we are going to put in about 1 teaspoon of salt. Add in about maybe a teaspoon of sugar. Now for the thing that makes pork change color, we are going to use our nice friend here, Hashmat. Hashmat should sponsor me one time, you know. I overuse it. All the Hashmat, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. So we're going to add in like quarter a teacup of some water. And I know water looks like a counter measure right now, but it's necessary for the ingredients to mix up. Mix this. Remember, you have to use clean hands. So we are going to mix this up. The color equals you know, you first eat with your eyes. So this right here, you can see that. Those guys at KYADONDO are going to pay me. Or they are going to attack me for showing their recipe. So that right there, we're going to leave this to sit. It's better if you let this sit like in a cool place. So we're going to let this sit for 30 minutes. So we are going to place this on our local charcoal stove. It's as simple as that. And we are going to wait for it to cook. So guys, we have our nice, beautiful, succulent pork right here. It has been roasting for about 15 minutes. You can see the chars. That's how you know that pork is set. Now we are going to test this. First thing we're going to do, we're going to carry this and put it on a bed of nice vegetables. Okay, so I think you can see that the whole meal has come together. That is what they call KYADONDO home pork. You know, you have seen the pork, you have seen the P1G. Now it's time to test it and see whether this is the pork that they serve at KYADONDO or it's better. At least I'm also going to see how good I am as a cook. So let me grab the smallest piece. The smallest pieces are normally, I think, the best. I have it right here. I don't know what's wrong with pork. It's always so juicy. Even if it doesn't have like a visible fat, it's always very nice. Now that is how you prepare pork. It's very juicy. I don't know what happens when you roast pork, but it's very juicy and very, very nice. Guys, you should try this at home. It's just very easy. All you need to do is just buy pork and the rest will fall apart. Guys, I think let me go back to the pork and I completely obliterate it off the face of the earth. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye. I love you guys. The comments that come through, I love them. Continue advising me on how you want some of the cooking to be. But bye bye, guys. Remember those pork. Guys, you remember that that pork skin? It became a stone. Let me see. Can you hear that? They became like stones. But that's the main function of this. Now you can see that it has been like dehydrated, you know, and this thing can break your teeth. But there is how you can eat them. You have to eat them side by side. You can see that. You have to eat them on the side. You have to chip little by little. You can keep these. You can actually keep this for like even 3 days because just salt was added to this, nothing else.